Alright, welcome back, guys. And I have been a bit busy. We have some steel plates. I cooked up a bunch of cobalt to get some more dark ash, which I then turned into iron, and used some graphite to turn that into steel. I put a card thing up here in the corner for my making steel video, so you guys don't have to sit here and watch me stare at this crucible all day, and that'll explain it to you. So, we are going to make the engine that works a hell of a lot better than the bronze one that we have over there now. We're going to do a few other things today as well. First off is we're going to make this multi-tool. For anybody that doesn't know what the multi-tool is, it is basically a screwdriver, pair of scissors, a file, a saw, wire cutters. I'm probably missing one. I'll show you in a second when I make it. There's a chisel, two saw blades, a plate, two rings, file head, saw head, and screwdriver head. Now, the great thing about this is if you look at the durability, it is 10/2400. That is 4 times better than what the durability is on a regular cobalt tool, because of the fact that it's all these tools in one. So if you shift, right click, it will pop out the first tool, this one being the knife. That's the one I missed. And then you have your saw, your file, your screwdriver, your wire cutters, your scissors, chisel, and then it's back in. And you can use this for anything that you would use a regular tool for. You can even use it here in the crafting grid, but you have to have it selected to whatever tool it is that you're wanting to use it for. And if you need like a file and a screwdriver in the same recipe, it will not work as both. You would have to have two of them for that, or this and one other tool. But it is a very useful thing to have. It's very nice for when you're out running around, because you can use the saw for cutting down trees. You can use the knife for debarking logs and things like that. And I use it around the shop all the time. Over on the adventure server, I don't have to carry a wire cutter and screwdriver with me, or scissors. Not really a use to carry around a file or some of the other things in the factory, but screwdriver and wire cutters, you always need them. And so I always keep one of those on me. So we are going to get this engine done today. And we are making a steel engine. So we need 2 rods and the small spring, which is another steel rod. And I went ahead and made these as long rods, so we will cut these down. And let's look again here just so I make sure I hit the right one. We need this on the big side of the anvil. So there we go. And we got a little bit of steel scrap back that we can melt down later. Now we need this and this spring in the center, and it should be a hammer and a wrench, and that gives us our engine. And we're going to take this over and put it in over there, but before we do, we're going to make a item pipe. There it is. Alright, so we need 3 of these curved. So let's get these curved here. We don't need that third one. So I will explain item pipes here in just a second. Get this crafted up first here. Alright, so there we go. There's our item pipe. Okay, so we talked about fluid pipes before. Now we're going to talk about item pipes. So you have roughly 4 tiers of item pipes. There's a few extras, but for the most part, you have 4. Tier 1 being the brass, which is what I just made. And then the Constantine, which is basically copper nickel. For anybody that's used to GT5. There's also cobalt brass. And then you get into your tier 2, which is electrum, sterling silver, rose gold, angmalin, black bronze, aluminum brass, magnesium. Then you get into your tier 3, which is your platinum. Then your tier 4, which is your osmium. And then, as I said, there's a couple more that are sort of above it. Enderium would be like tier 5, and then ultimate would be tier 6, and then asmeridium would be tier 7. For the most part, I've never really used anything other than the ultimate up in these high ones here. I would most definitely go for ultimate way before I go for osmium, though. So I usually skip the osmium tier and go to the ultimate now. So, what does an item pipe do? Well, it takes items from one place to another. But an item pipe has no actual inventory. It is technically a roadmap that says, I want you to get the items from here to here, and if I connect pipes to them and have something that will convey them into the pipe, as in a hopper, conveyor module, a machine with an auto output, something like that, then I know that I can get from there to there. Now, what we're going to use this for is a chest. Explain this when we get over there a little bit better. But because there is no actual items in the pipe, you don't have to worry about breaking a pipe like you do a fluid pipe and having stuff drop all over you or all over the floor. For the most part, everything is contained in the pipe, connected to the output that is inputting into it. So this pipe will contain everything. Even if this pipe ran all the way to the other side of the factory, everything that was contained in it would be in that pipe, not any of the other ones. And as soon as it says, okay, I'm in here, I have somewhere to go, and I have the availability to do so, then it will go to that inventory. It's the save on lag. Alright, so we're going to hook this here. Now, if you look at the item pipe, it has a step size and a bandwidth. I hope I can explain this to where people can understand it. The bandwidth is how many items can be in the pipe at one time. So for your tier 1 pipes, your brass, Constantine, so on, only one item can be in the pipe at one time. And it's like one item per tick that can be transferred through that pipe system. The step size is how many, like, think of literal steps that item has to take to get through that one pipe. So a brass item pipe has 32,768 steps it has to go to get through that one pipe. Where if you look at the osmiridium or the osmium, it only has 4,096 pipes or 96 steps to get from one pipe to the next pipe or one pipe to an inventory. So therefore, if you have an entire series of brass pipes laid out here and you have a side channel of osmiums beside it and an inventory on either one, the items will come through the osmium side, not the brass side, because there's way less steps it has to go to get there. So you can use these to set up priority on where you want things to go just by the amount of pipes it has to go through. So say I had 4 different chests over here on the wall, and I wanted this chest to be the main one that got things first. Say I had fruit that I was wanting to be used to make food with, but then I had it automated and I didn't want it backing up the system, so then I would set a second chest for making biomass out of. So all of the fruit would go to chest A. Anything that couldn't fit in chest A would then go in chest B to make biomass, and then chest 3 would be going to a trash can, a ender trash can, to dump anything to not back up my system. Well, then I would want to put on the first chest something like a platinum pipe. I would want to put something on the second one like a electrum pipe, and the third one the brass pipe. Now, along with those, you also have restrictive pipes, which you can see make it way bigger, longer step size to make things really not want to go that way. Think of items as being lazy. They want the least amount of steps it takes to get from point A to point B. And that's how they work. Hopefully I explained that decently. I need to make an actual tutorial for this, and I will try to do that this week. So, what we're doing is you cannot open a chest underneath the machine. Machine's considered a full block. So we're using the item pipe to allow it to get into the chest. That is why we set that up like that. Now, we can get rid of this crappy bronze engine, put in our steel engine, and now I can actually light these up if I had something to do so, and it would not overpressurize at all. So let me go and get something, which is our third thing to show today. I have all of this flint, butt tons of it, from going out and picking up rocks. So what I'm going to do, there is a vein called an apatite vein, which I have right over there. I can take these apatite gems that I get from small ores, and I can turn them into a bunch of flint and tinders. Now they are one-use flint and tinders. Every one spark uses one, so they're just like the dry grass or the dry bark, but they work usually better than that. So now I've got one heating up and the other one is not. Let me make some sticks here. Good thing I got my multi-tool on. Well, I actually got this on, it'll be quicker. 6. Hopefully I'll get lucky. Aha! And it's not a big deal that that one started before the other one, because the engine has to heat up anyways. But I am going to let this thing heat up and run. I went and got a bunch of lignite coal, which I am crushing up, because I am actually out of all the coal that I've gotten from the desert. I have not found an actual coal vein in this world yet. So lignite is what we're going to use. But it's kind of nice for running burning boxes because it burns faster than the regular coal. So especially for like a crucible, it's safer. You can shut it off easier. So I'm going to sit here and let the coal get crushed up and wash it up. And I need to get my coke oven moved over here and get a lot of the stuff out of my old base over here, my crucible and all of that. So I am going to let you guys go for today. So hope you guys enjoyed. And I can now let this thing run. Next time we should be making a dryer so we can get off of the regular water that we have in our boilers right now. So I will show you guys how to set that up and make some distilled water next time to run into the boilers. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good one. Take it easy, and I will see you next time.